Hey, just a quick heads up. Content here may not appeal to everyone. If you don't resonate with what's shared here today, that's okay. We all have our own journey in life, so please respect our shit and we'll respect yours.
Welcome to the Own Your Own Shit Show. Thanks so much for joining us again. I'm Lisa from Beyond Balance. I'm a nurse, massage therapist, and a mind-body connection coach. I help women release stress and pain in their mind and their bodies. And this is...
Hi, and I'm Andrea Coulter, and I'm a Doctor of Medical Heilkunst and the founder of the IOMA Healing System, which is a system designed to help you naturally release any beliefs, any emotions, any physical ailments that are all centered in your body that you want to be free from. And we are doing this show to try and bring more awareness to how our thoughts and our emotions really do affect our physical body.
Yeah, for sure. So a little recap. Last week we started with the digestive system. We thought it was a perfect place to start with the mind-body connection and how your thoughts create all of your physical symptoms, ailments, anything like that. We wanted to keep talking about that and talk about the ingestion of our digestive system. So that's related to the mouth and cravings of food and tension around your jaw, anything like that.
Exactly. Yeah. It was funny, we were going to just do a different show every week about something different, and then we got talking about it. Last week we were discussing, the first one was all about digestion, and then we realized what a big topic this is. So many people struggle with some sort of digestive issue, and we talked about ours last week, some of the things that we have, but I have multiple layers of digestive issues, just probably like everybody else does, right?
Yep.
So that's why we're going to break these down into sort of smaller segments, hopefully, that we can help you guys understand how we perceive and what we've seen in our own practices, how people struggle with their digestion in various levels, and what that means for you, because this is about helping you to sort of see something in a different way that you might not have thought of looking at. And I'm going to actually start this with talking about Louise L. Hay's book. And when we had met and discussed we were going to do this, what was funny is we realized that we both started with Louise's book. So my mom bought this as one of the original books back in the 80s, and that's when we were starting to look at, I think there's more to life than just the fact that I have a cold, or the fact that I have a headache, or the fact that I have constipation, or, that there's more to it than just it is what it is. That if you're willing to consciously look at, your physical issues and recognize, how am I creating this on some level, not just the fact that, well, apparently I've eaten something and now I have this digestive issue, right? And so Louise, again, back in the early 80s, created this book and talks about how our beliefs and our thoughts and our emotions are creating our physical symptoms. And it's still true today, which is phenomenal.
It is.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, so we thought we would start breaking it down for you guys. So this week we're going to talk about, as Lisa said, ingestion. And what did we want to start with ingestion?
Even just what you're putting in your mouth. So
that's a good call.
Lots of cravings. I know you had a few things to say about that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so everybody has different cravings, right? And what's funny is, if you pay attention, generally you are craving something more than normal. Well, for instance, when you're on your period, right? Everybody knows when you're on your period, you're going to have more cravings. Or when you're pregnant, you have more cravings.
Right.
Hormone fluctuations create more cravings. So yes, it's a physical component to that. But what's the emotional component to that, right? So the soothing aspect of it, right? So the two big cravings that people have are sweets or salty things, right? So either chips or salty, like pretzels or those kind of things, or chocolate. Who doesn't love chocolate?
Exactly.
Exactly. Sweets or candies. And what's interesting is, I find too, some people either they love chocolate but don't eat sweets, which is weird, or people like the sweet candies but not chocolate.
I know.
Isn't that weird?
I like the chocolate, but I don't like candy.
And it's funny because I'll go through phases where I really just want chocolate, and funny enough, mainly when I have my cycle or something.
Yes.
Or candy when I don't even know what triggers me to have cravings of candy. Yeah. Or you just get eating it. I think that's what it is for me.
Maybe
If I get eating it, then I want to eat more of it,
Yeah.
right? Because it's that sugar desire. So
Yeah, for sure.
talking about cravings, what I've discovered is when people are looking for something sweet to take in, generally the mental emotional state around that is the desire for more nurturing, for love, self-love. And we can go deeper, which I won't necessarily go all into today, but the pancreas, which is a part of the digestive system, and is one of my big players in my health, because always my family has a lot of diabetics, and so I was tested a lot, very hypoglycemic as a kid, and so one of the things that I really worked on early in my health care was my pancreas. And pancreas is that sweet organ. It's because it's sugar, insulin, right?
That's
the sweetness in life. So people who have pancreas issues, we talk about how they don't see the sweetness in life, or a lot of self-love issues, right, centered around the pancreas. And we have a lot of diabetics. And we talked about this last week, how diabetics are their own worst enemy. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Again, not to poo-poo people who have diabetes, because I can go there quickly. Like, I have metabolic syndrome, and I'm very careful with my diet and nutrition because I don't want to go there. But I also recognize a component of self-love, that I have to honor myself. So getting back to ingestion of and sweets is that people who struggle with their own self-worth and how they feel about themselves crave something sweet to help pick themselves up.
Get that little endorphin rush kind of thing, or oxytocin, maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Huh. So sweet cravings, if you're, again, yes, hormonal fluctuations can make you do that more, but why is that? So we're just asking you to kind of maybe be attentive to, and cravings aren't necessarily a bad thing unless they get out of control.
Yeah.
If you're sneaking like a chocolate bar every day.
Yeah, the sneaking part has a whole other emotional, mental part too. So
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's something to look at.
Yeah, being attentive to that. And then salts, salts, the way I look at salts, and you might have a different perspective. So this is why, I think it's fun that we're doing this together, because we do have our own way of seeing things based on our own experiences, and just as you will. So for me, salt has always been, and because I studied a lot of anthroposophical science, so Rudolf Steiner's work, and he talks about how the soul, the spirit affects the physical body. And for him, salts were a need for the analytical brain. So people who overthink and do a lot of mental capacity work will actually crave more salt, because it's a way to boost back up the nerve sense system. So the other way to look at it is that sometimes if you're craving salt, either it's because you've been doing too much analytical, critical thinking, and you need to kind of balance that out. Right?
That makes sense too, because typically I find when myself or somebody else is craving salt, and they're a thinker or have anxiety or even just go kind of a thing, they need more salt because they actually are trying to hold more water into their body. Because when you create more energy, you need more water to create that chemical cycle. So that could be part of it too, that analytical mind always going, feel like you need to be productive kind of thing. So that makes sense.
That's true. Yeah, and I think we talked about that, didn't we? But we're both kind of that type of person where
always on the go. And
always feeling
done. And,
always feeling like we have to be super productive people, or we're not good enough if we're not productive.
It's true. You shoulda, coulda, woulda. Not living in the moment, just enjoying life.
It's funny how we would be attracted.
Exactly.
Let's do this shit.
I know. Come on, let's know these people.
Exactly.
That's fun.
So cravings are one thing for sure. And so ingestion of food in general is, and one of the things I was thinking about this morning when we were going to be doing this is, and this is one thing that I know I struggle with, so somebody else out there probably does too, is always waffling between taking care of myself, because I care about myself, and being conscious about what I'm eating and why I'm eating it, because how it affects my body, and then not giving a shit.
Right.
And falling off the wagon. And I was so good up until Easter this year, and I didn't eat anything, even though I had treats out for everybody else in the family. I didn't touch it because I was being so good, because I wanted to drop a little weight for summer, and I was being so good. Then Easter came, and we had some meals, and everybody was digging in all at once because everybody was home, and the chocolate eggs were there, and I started eating them, and then I got addicted to them, right?
It's happened so quickly.
I know, and then I'm like, dang it, and then we get mad at ourselves.
I know, and then
right?
the self-blame and judgments, expectations, all that crawls in, and then it's almost like you want to keep going because maybe the pancreas and all the self-love and everything is...
Yeah, you're getting that high.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know.
That's annoying.
It is annoying.
It's so annoying.
And mind you, this year, and again, I think this is a testament how I feel about myself. I was quickly able to, after the holiday was over, Tuesday morning, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and so ingestion is being attentive to, am I being conscious about how I'm taking care of myself? And is it because I love myself that I'm doing it? Or am I doing it for the right reasons or the wrong reasons?
Exactly.
Right? And so we want people to just be aware of the taking in of food, just the conscious thinking of taking in of food is important.
Making that active decision.
Yeah.
Sometimes too, are you eating for fuel? Are you eating for emotions? Are you eating for love? Are you eating for, all the reasons that we shouldn't be eating? Essentially breaking it down is just fuel for us to go about our day. And
exactly. Oh my God, we were talking about, remember we were talking last week about this, and you had said that when you're feeling frazzled or stressed or uncertain or bored, what do?
I eat. I call it the procrastinate eater. So sometimes when I'm trying to make a decision, I want to avoid that decision, and instead I'll make the decision to eat because I'm trying to fill that void, trying to get something done. Like, oh, okay, well, I'll just eat a meal. But in reality, I'm not even hungry. I'm now avoiding and procrastinating, which is also not self-love. So it just kind of turns into a big cycle of eat because I just have nothing to do.
I thought it was funny to go, by summertime I realized I've had 6 meals today.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not small. What happened?
Exactly. And you were telling me that story, and then I'm like, oh my God, that's so funny. I literally am the opposite. That if I'm either stressed or busy or working on things or got stuff to do or whatever, with life in general, I can do the opposite. I actually will not eat at all. I'll get up, maybe have a coffee in the morning, and then go and run and do and be, and then forget. And then 3 or 4 o'clock comes along, and it's so funny, my son is the same. Last night he came home, same thing. He's like, oh, when's dinner? Because I'm starving. I haven't eaten yet today. And I'm like, oh my God, I totally do that too.
Oh no.
Yeah, so then 3, 4 o'clock when I'm starting to make dinner for the family, I realize that, oh crap, I haven't eaten today and I'm hungry. So then I start to kind of nibble. I try to be careful and eat just nuts or something fatty and proteiny, not sugary or anything like that. But again, I just don't eat. And again, also too, is the whole thought of, well, what could I eat or what should I eat that is good for myself?
More decisions.
Exactly. And then I'm like, screw it, I just won't eat.
It's true. Do you ever get hangry?
Yeah, I used to.
Oh, okay.
When I was much more hypoglycemic in my more metabolic problem stages, I would get hangry. Yes, because that's the insulin rush and drop.
Right.
So that's the carb sugar load, right? That deals, again, the whole self-love issue, right? So I used to. I don't do that anymore.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. So what else are we going to talk about?
A lot of anger too with the jaw and
so let's go a little bit further in. So of course we talked about what are you going to eat and what do you tend to eat. But jaw's a good one.
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of research and it's actually linked to the cranial nerve 10, which is the vagus nerve, and so that helps to relax our body. So it's called the parasympathetic nervous system. I'm sure you've heard of it, and that's our rest and digest. So if we're clenching, we're really stressed or angry or anxious about something, or maybe not sleeping well, then we're clenching here,
Right.
and that's turning off that vagus nerve. So now you're in fight or flight constantly instead of rest and digest. So if you're feeling stressed, maybe just bring some awareness, to your jaw. Can you open it? Is there clicking? Is there anything going on in that region? And then maybe just telling your body to relax a little bit more, then you can actually start to digest your food and secrete all the juices in your mouth to start your digestion. And
I did not know that.
yeah,
That's really interesting. And what about people that chew gum obsessively?
that was me.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I like gum, and every time that one, it's either, if it's not to refresh my breath, if it's just to simply get something in there, then I'm thinking, why am I desiring it?
Yeah.
Right?
There's probably a lot of reasons.
Probably.
Mine is if I'm stressed, I'll chew gum because that's that almost like a release, like
Okay.
clenching without grinding or without
Yeah.
wrecking my teeth,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
And with the digestive troubles, I typically don't want to eat something because then it'll create some bloating and gas if I'm not in that rest and digest. So gum is just an easy, it's just, okay, I want something, but I don't actually want to deal with the food.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
I don't know, maybe it's different for you.
I don't know. I think there's different reasons why I go to gum. But funny enough is I used to be an obsessive gum chewer, and I'm not anymore. For whatever reason it is, but I will pick one up if I feel like my breath is just a little off.
Yeah.
But then I get tired of it really quickly. Like it's literally like I chew it till I think it's kind of just been used a bit, and then I throw it out. Right?
Oh, that's probably better than chewing for 12 hours a day.
Yeah, I actually get really tired of it quickly. Like I just use it to freshen my breath, and then I get rid of it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And I think gum actually throws off your jaw alignment too.
Maybe.
It can create TMJ problems because you're basically putting food here, or food, whatever, gum here, and then maybe nothing here, so now your jaw is kind of off. So I mean, it could create imbalances.
Structural issues that just filter on down. And then throat. That's the one thing. Growing up, I had a lot of throat issues, a lot of strep throat. And I know in Louise, and she talks about, of course, throat is your voice.
That's right.
Right? So it's, what are you so the throat can be a number of things that I've seen over the years. So strep throat is always anger. Like when I get kids coming in with strep throat, I've been there, done that. So I would look at it like there's something that's going on in the household that maybe the child's angry or frustrated with it, but is afraid to say something about. Right. So holding, right?
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And maybe even not being able to speak their mind or stand up for themselves.
Absolutely.
And even as adults too.
Yeah.
A lot of, even massaging, there's a lot of people with tight neck muscles. Absolutely. I'm like, how does that work? Interesting.
Yeah. So, it's funny, all those old wives' tales or grandma's sayings, there's a truth behind all of them on some level, right? And they knew intuitively on some level that these meant something, and then we've lost that along the way. But Louise was good to put it all together for us in a book. But, and then in practice we see it over and over again. That's really how it is, right? So for sure, I think for today's episode we just wanted to address being attentive to when you're going to eat, are you conscious of what you're eating? Are you not conscious of what you're eating? And if you want to be more attentive and aware of how food is affecting you and why you're attracted to certain foods, and why you're not, there's a reason behind it. If you want to see that reason, you don't have to. You can unconsciously, go along life and just, it is what it is, and sometimes, sure, it is.
Yeah, or you can own your own shit.
Yay! Exactly. Own your own shit. Chill.
That's right.
That's good. Yeah, exactly. So we would the point of the show is to help you kind of recognize those areas, and so today was all about mouth and cravings. We're so glad you joined us, and we hope that you stick around and you want to hear more about how your thoughts and your emotions affect your physical body, and ways to maybe help you move through those health issues that you're struggling. Also, if you have any particular area you would like us to talk about, we're more than happy to do that.
Yeah.
So for sure, leave some comments. If you have a question, we'll do it in another episode, and we'll maybe discuss that with you.
Hey, so sorry about the abrupt end. We totally got sidetracked trying to come up with the perfect ending and then forgot to say goodbye. But don't worry, we'll be back next week and we'll continue with this conversation. Hope to see you then. Bye. Don't forget to connect with us on your favorite social media sites so you can share your whole healthcare woes, wins, and other shit you'd like to discuss with us. Okay, I believe it's recording. Yay!
Hi. Hello, everyone.
All right. Okay. Now, do we even know what we're doing?
I don't know. I guess it'll just come out.
Okay, so I
It's
guess.
like digestion.
Alright. So I think what we'll do is we'll do our introductory like we always do, and then we'll just start in.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes this time.
Too good to hear. Okay.
Ready?
Ready?
Okay.